He was pretty good. You know, the shooter you want to be going out there scoring, feeling good about yourself. But he was sharp. I thought just good to see him back out with their group and competing hard and obviously getting close.
I'm sorry if I already asked this, but on the Mitch's goal, what are you seeing as that unfolds? It looks like he was coming right at you there.
Yeah. We got the puck off the wall really well, and obviously we were able to attack middle ice. And, you know, like I always say, when Mitchie gets the puck and you're out there with them, you know, just finding open ice and understanding the way he's going to manipulate the opponents and create time and space, and obviously the way he can move the puck. But he's shown, obviously, over the last year or two, his ability to finish plays and shoot the puck and just great poise, puck handling, and a nice release there on the goal. So it was a hell of a shot.
That's the Vegas team last night was playing as good a blocking as anyone in the league. You guys were right most of it. Just how important are games like that against teams that are playing that well? It's kind of a reminder of, you know, what the top level looks like.
Well, and that's where we want to be. So, you know, we believe in ourselves to be at that caliber. So I think, you know, we've talked a lot about, you know, certain teams where they are in the standings or expectations or how certain teams are playing, but I think it's important for us to focus on ourselves and how we have to build our game out and what our process looks like. And obviously you have to be aware who you're up against and their tendencies and the type of players they have, but you know, we have to go out there and execute our game, and we believe in our group and the skill sets that we have and the depth that we have. So, but no doubt you recognize the challenge that they bring. You know, excited for that challenge, and unfortunately we just weren't able to close it out. But the way we built our game throughout got better and better, and obviously we're able to grab the lead, and obviously we have to do a better job of, especially on the power play, making sure that we don't give one up. Thank you.
Strategies in that one-on-one situation as a goalie.
Yeah, it's a lot about depth and try to force them to make a move and have them make a move and not me first, and then yeah, you know, have the right depth. I don't want to be beaten to a shot on a breakaway, so it's kind of what I usually think about. But yeah, obviously haven't really had the outcomes on breakaways the last couple of games that I want to, so I'm gonna have to watch some video today, and we'll take it from there.
What does the opportunity of Sidney Crosby mean to you?
Yeah, it's two players I've watched my whole life, so it's a little bit of a surreal feeling playing against those kind of guys. So they're obviously very skilled, so it's always a challenge to play against guys with that type of skill.
What memories, if any, do you have of Crosby or Malkin from your days growing up that maybe pop into your brain?
Yeah, obviously the Stanley Cups in Pittsburgh, and then Crosby's OT goal in Vancouver. Yeah, obviously I watched them play, like I said, all my life. So yeah, there's a lot of two great players.
What's your comfort level in this role right now? You, as you mentioned last night, you've been here before, thrust into the middle of a tough section of the season, and you've delivered wins. So, what's your comfort level now?
It's the same. The results are sometimes a little bit up and down, and you just can't let your confidence be affected by results. Sometimes you just gotta have that. The confidence level has got to be the same all the time, and we got a lot of games here, so you just got to refocus quickly after every game, and that's what I'm doing here.
Appreciate it.
You just talking.
Matt, how did you feel first practice back in a while?
Felt great. Thanks for asking.
You're
Appreciate
welcome.
it. Yeah, no, I felt really good. Just excited to be back on the ice and in a real practice-like scenario, so I had a lot of fun.
What's the timeline like for you now? How many practices do you feel like you're going to need to get through before you can get back into a game?
I think right now it's a day-to-day type of thing. You know, see how I feel, keep testing it, and like I said, just take things one day at a time.
Does it improve with each day, or is it some days good, some days? worse?
No, yeah, it's improved each day for sure. Yeah.
What were some of the emotions like when that happened that morning? When you were scheduled to take on the Senators, and that happened. What immediately crossed your mind that something went wrong?
I was disappointed at first for sure. It's it's an injury I've never had before. Kind of came out of nowhere, so it was definitely pretty disappointing and a little bit frustrating. But I tried not to sit with those emotions for too long. Those can be pretty useless. So just turn my energy and my focus to the rehab, and the rehab's gone incredibly well. So I owe a big thanks to the medical staff here too. They've given everything, and they're top notch, and they put you in a really good spot to heal and to do things properly. So I owe them a lot.
What happened, Matt? Was it just a regular kind of save? Because we just saw you leaving, and then you're like, what happened?
Yeah, it was in morning skate, and just ended up tearing my groin. So just one of those things again. Like I said, I've never had it before, and kind of came out of nowhere. So, but I'm really happy with how the rehab has gone thus far.
Is it something you have to worry about moving forward, or is it one of those injuries that's just done with? Or
oh, that's why we do things right in the rehab process. Like I said, we got the best of the best staff here, and like I said, they put us in a great spot to heal, and we do things properly here. So moving forward shouldn't be an issue.
Any more difficult for you, given that of course you want to come in and make an impression, your first impression of your new teammates, Matt? Was that any more harder to handle that you might have had past injuries, or you didn't have a chance to do that right away?
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I put my focus into the rehab process right away, and I'm feeling really good right now, and I'm looking forward to getting back in there and contributing.
What did you think as you watched for the past month or so? Not quite a month. The team and the performance.
I thought we've been playing well. We've been battling hard, playing good defensively, playing well defensively. And I think we're playing a great team game. So, like I said, I'm excited to get in there and start contributing myself.
Do you have a target in mind for your return?
Yeah, like I said before, right now it's kind of a day-to-day thing. So, that's how we're taking it, as one day at a time.
so theoretically, day to day, you haven't ruled out potentially this weekend, I guess.
Yeah, like I said, one day at a time.
At practice today, you felt no restriction of any kind when you were out
No,
there?
I wouldn't be out there in practice if I wasn't feeling really good.
What's your take on Eric Kallgren stepping in here, and what stands out to you about him?
Yeah, he's done incredibly well for us. He's played great. Last night I thought he played great. Made a bunch of big time saves. That's a tough game to play in with not a lot of action, but a lot of really good quality opportunities. A couple breakaways, a couple one-timers, that type of thing. So I thought he's done a heck of a job for us.
Thanks, Matt.
Thank you, Matt. Sheldon, how did Matt look to you today, and what's the outlook for Murray now moving forward?
I thought he looked good. I thought he took a step in terms of the quality of the work he was able to get in today versus yesterday, which is a positive progression. It seems like he got through it fine. So all that is good. He's trending in the right direction, obviously. In terms of what the plan is going forward, it's just to give him another day tomorrow and just continue to see how he responds.
You guys have held the fort in goal, obviously, Billy and then Gareth. Sean, what will it mean to the group to get Matt back and really see him get going here, with just the one game with the Leafs?
Yeah, it's important. Obviously, he's an important part of the team here, and we haven't been able to have him around. Like you said, I think goaltending hasn't been an issue for us, but certainly, our most experienced guy, you want to have him healthy and part of the team. So to see him back here, I think, in a lot of cases, at least in my mind, from how this thing started off, he's probably a little bit ahead of the schedule. But I know that, because he progressed so quickly in the early going, that this weekend was sort of something a couple weeks ago that they were sort of targeting as a goal to work toward, as long as he continued to progress well. So I think we're on track here. We're just going to have to make sure that we're smart about it and that Matt's feeling comfortable, not so much from the physical point of view, but also just that in terms of stopping the puck and feeling comfortable to play in a game that he's prepared after being off for so long and this being really his first full practice.
Ilya was on the ice yesterday. Was he able to do anything today?
Yeah, he was on again today. Yeah, I haven't got an update on that in terms of how it went, but again, obviously, that it's 2 days in a row. It's a positive sign that he's doing well and probably further ahead than what we might have first thought.
Anything up with your arm, Crow?
He's just under the weather today. Yeah,
So is Saturday a possibility come early?
we haven't talked a lot about it. Like I said, when we chatted a couple of weeks ago, that was sort of looked at as a possibility, and that's what they've been kind of working towards. But we don't commit to anything like that with an injury like this, both in the nature of it for his position. Like I said, I think from that side of it, he's been feeling good, but you want to continue to monitor it and make sure that, it's not going to be an issue going forward, but also just so we get the appropriate reps. We've got the rare back-to-back practices here this week, which is very helpful for someone like Matt who's trying to get back up and running. So I think it remains an option here at this point, but we'll make the appropriate decision. And really, I won't be part of the discussion. It'll be more the medical team and performance team and Matt himself.
Is there any clarity on Jake Meison's status?
No clarity at this point. Obviously, he's out indefinitely here at this stage, and once there's more clarity on it, you guys will be made aware.
Keith earned the contract. What's your comfort level, I guess, if he has to get into the game with him?
Yeah, I feel good about it. He's a guy that's earned it, and these are the type of situations that a guy like him would get an opportunity, both in that it's a back-to-back, and you've got multiple goalies injured in the organization. He comes in, he works hard, he's got a good attitude, and he's succeeded at every level. And, it was also like the time that he spent with us through camp, too. So, if we'll make the decision here once we have a little bit clearer picture on Matt's status. But the organization believes in the guy. Like I said, the situation was expedited in terms of him signing and stuff like that. But I think that was trending towards being inevitable because of the work that he's put in and the belief in him.
Activating Jordy yesterday, would the plan be to get him into a game at some point in the next little while?
Yeah, we'll see. We haven't talked about it here. I mean, again, because of the back-to-back practice days, we didn't spend a whole lot of time on lineup or anything like that here today. But obviously, in general, I don't like to have guys sitting around too long. So, we'll look at that. Obviously, haven't seen him much here in the last few weeks, but I was really happy with him through camp and really going before he had his injury. So he's a veteran guy that has a little bit of a different skill set and style of play than what we have with some of our other options. So we like that about him, and I certainly think we'll get him in at some point. When that will be, we'll have to discuss that.
Overtime is kind of the Wild West in general, but is there anything you want to see your group do different when you get to the 3-on-3 stage after the last three, losses?
Well, everything is, like I said, there are some things in 3-on-3 that are very unpredictable and very reactionary. Obviously, the Dallas game works out for us, but last night is the one that's most fresh in my mind, and in that case, obviously, you just have to defend in the middle of the ice a lot better, and also hang on to the puck. And we had the puck, we won the face-off, we had the puck to begin, and we gave it up far too easily. So possession's a huge piece of the game in general, but 3-on-3 even more so. So little things like that, I think we can do a better job of. That said, the nature of the game is 3-on-3 is a little bit chaotic, and we want to be better in that area. We got a lot of other things that are higher up the list for me.
When you look at managing leads, Sheldon, how much is structure and how much is just decision making?
Yeah, I think a lot of it is mental. It's knowing what's going on. It's the decision making. It's it's knowing where to put the puck. It's knowing the transitions, and it's sometimes in the transitions when pucks are in question, you may shade on the offensive side when you need a goal. Well, you definitely need to shade on the defensive side when you're protecting a lead, so that you can maintain the structure that you practice and you have in place. Generally speaking, in the NHL, when teams are in structure, it's pretty difficult for the opposition to get through. So, when you have the lead and you don't need to necessarily score the next goal, while you still want to push and control play, and if you can score, it would be great. You need to do so in a position where you can maintain structure as much as possible.
Thank you.
Thanks, Sheldon.
Thank you.